Here are some mistakes that you should never make coming from someone who was awake 3 a.m. in the morning. As a teenager, mostly. Number one, don't fall in love. Now, this is not to say that high school romances and Disney aren't real, but they aren't. But you know what else is even less real than a Disney Channel? 99% of this romantic love that you're experiencing. Think about how well you know yourself, the one person that lives with you from age 0 to the age where you die, from your very first breath up until your last breath. You don't even know yourself at this age. How can you claim to love someone? How can you claim to have truly accepted a soul when you haven't even done that for yourself yet? High school, your young adult years, are not times where you are supposed to be falling in love. Because if you think that you're falling in love, you're probably not. If you think that you're in love, you're probably not. If you think that you can know everything about someone, know someone to their core, especially when you don't even know yourself at that age, then you're probably wrong. Number 2, don't spend it preparing for adulthood. We like to think of teenage years and your high school years as the in-between phase. But really, there's nothing in between about any phase. Just the same way as whenever there's a filler character in a movie series, you don't take them seriously. But that's not how life actually works. The filler, the in-between, are just as important and just as rich, complex, and interesting as the main parts. Don't spend your teenage years worrying so much about adulthood. When will you ever get to be a teenager again? You have the rest of your life to be an adult. You have all the way from only the age of 18 up until you're 80 to be an adult. Why spend the limited time that you have, the only a couple thousand days that you have, wasting it in the name of being the mature one or trying to be grown up? You don't have to be grown up. There's no need for that. Being grown up is reserved for being a grown up. Or for, like, when you have to start paying taxes. Enjoy your tax-free years, I guess, because April 15th was 4 days ago, so. Oh well. Number 3. Be too comfortable. I know I'm saying this as I'm recording this from my bed, which should probably decrease my credibility points by 2 points, but don't be too comfortable. Comfort is where you grow used to things, and that's when you get, 1, the least grateful, and 2, the less wise. When you learn, you can only learn by actually doing it. You can't look. All these things that I'm going to tell you, or I've already told you, you will have to learn on your own. But including the lesson that you have to learn on your own. Things, however much they're told to you, such as, oh, don't be trying to prepare for adulthood, You probably already heard it. That doesn't mean that it's engraved into your soul. That doesn't mean that that voice whispers in your head and drives you. It only will do that after you learn the lesson. My hope is just you learn the lesson a little earlier so you don't have to make a mistake. But don't be too comfortable. Don't be too comfortable lying in bed, scrolling on your phone, texting your friends. Try something new. Do something new. Learn something new. Along the way, you'll probably make some mistakes. And when I say some, I'm probably underestimating the amount of mistakes that you're going to make. But I believe failing is what makes us alive, isn't it? Which, this is a more minor one, but this applies especially to this day and age. Don't spend too much time on your phone. Don't spend so much time doom scrolling. Don't spend so much time on social media comparing yourself to other people. When you're at your deathbed, you're going to realize, you're going to look back, and you might understand how trivial it is that you are spending the most important years of your life, or some of the most important years of your life, on a little rectangle, a little glowing rectangle. So get off that phone. Get off that screen. Get off those social media apps, because guess what? I can almost promise you, you will never feel better after watching. You will never feel better after doom scrolling. You will never look back on your life when you're 80 years old and you're on your deathbed and think to yourself, wow, I'm so glad I spent that time doom scrolling. Wouldn't it be so much easier to see the joy and the beauty of the things around you when you actually look at the things around you and not what's directly in front of you, which is your phone? The next one, which is probably the most important one, is try to learn from your mistakes. So, along the way, you are going to fumble. You are going to commit generational fumbling activities. You are going to mess things up badly. If you really want a long description, you can think of any mistake that you made, but you will end up hurting people. You will end up being hurt. You will end up blaming the wrong people and justifying the wrong. But try to learn from these mistakes. Try to learn from the mistakes of the people around you. But as I know it, it's probably not going to help you as much as learning from your own mistakes. But just try to do that. Try to see what went wrong. Try to see how you can do better. Because if you don't do that, then what was the point of making that mistake? What was the point of going through that experience if you're going to go through it again? Isn't it no better to not know something as compared to doing the same thing over and over again? But wouldn't you rather have known something? Wouldn't you rather have known that you were going to hurt someone? Wouldn't you rather have known that you were going to get hurt? Wouldn't you have rather know how to detect who's someone good for you and who's someone bad for you? What's something good for you and what's something bad for you? Since you already had an experience telling you how to do that, it really is a blessing that you make mistakes. early on in life, so you don't have to make them in future. If you make them in future, more is at stake. So try to learn from your mistakes. Try to observe the mistakes of other people around you and try not to fall into those traps. And the last one, I think it's pretty important. Don't blame yourself so much. Don't, as in, of course, take accountability and recognize when you've done something wrong. But don't blame yourself for the things that are so much out of your control. Like not getting to your dream college. I mean, it probably it's a higher chance that you got rejected because you weren't born into a wealthy upper class family and got special tutoring sessions for your SAT and your AP and didn't have both your parents attend that school, as compared to they just think you're stupid. Don't blame yourself too much. It's probably not your fault, or it probably not as much of your fault as you think it's your fault. So don't spend time grieving over your own mistakes. Look forward. There's no point in looking back if you're not going to go forward. There's no point in learning from your mistakes if you're not, and spending time reflecting and analyzing yourself and your mistakes if you're not going to go forward. But the only way to move forward is just to stop blaming yourself. Thank you.